So all I'm doing right now is holding down 3 keys with our arpeggiator. I can also hit hold. So now I can let go of my keyboard and continue it running, and that way I can explore a little bit. Obviously we can change the duration of these. And let's say I want to find something a little bit more exciting in terms of as I push it more to the left, you're going to hear it become more staccato or more percussive because we're shortening the gate time to the point where it's just a little blip. Now if I push it forward a little bit, we get into this legato thing where it's actually longer than the actual notes, and you can sort of hear it sliding around based on if there's any portamento. Both of these synths have portamento, so we can hear them sliding around. If we didn't want to hear that sliding, we could turn off the portamento on each of these synths. And I'm just adjusting my modulation wheel, and you can hear that it's doing some pretty fun stuff. Other things we can do with this arpeggiator, you have a pattern. We can engage the pattern and sort of adjust the steps. So if you didn't want it to play for each note, we could speed it up and create some really complex patterns. If we look on the subtractor, this is where we get into some more sophisticated routing. You'll notice we have an LFO output. Just about every synth that we use has all these different ways of timing or shaping or changing or manipulating the data that we've been working with. So here we've got this LFO, front LFO1. We can route the output of that LFO to a number of different parameters. One cool thing that I like to do is actually, if I you can route an LFO to a particular sound. Like let's say we wanted to route it to, well, you'll notice up here we've got pan CV input and level CV input on our mixer. So this is how we can use LFO effects. If I go up and route this to, say, the level CV, I can create some pretty interesting effects. You can also route that LFO down to certain parameters here. You'll notice you have inputs on your arpeggiator down here. So if you wanted to, you could experiment by using the LFO. I'll route this LFO down to maybe, say, the start arpeggiator trigger in, or you can do the octave shift in. Let's try the octave shift. Might be kind of fun is to put this on random. So we can randomly change the gate length using these LFOs. So it's just one of the really cool, exciting things about the program is, you know, once you sort of get used to the idea of how the sequencer works, which is real, I mean, the basics of recording MIDI data onto, say, the sequencer page or whatever, there's a ton of other stuff that we can do.